This is Deb Helfrich. Please do not click away until you reach out to me on LinkedIn or debhelfrich@gmail. I will make this private once somebody cares and is actually willing to take action to help me stay alive. I am suffering from a serious traumatic brain situation, and the world just keeps getting harder and harder, neglecting me in every way. I have dedicated my life for 6 years to being on LinkedIn, and nobody is hearing me, listening to me, learning about my work, which is here to save goddamn humanity. In the simple way that I'm a philosopher who has seen beyond the paradigms that caused this situation. Yes, I am the hashtag redheaded She-Hulk. When I get angry, it's because the world needs to change. We can't keep holding individuals responsible for what is happening in the systems that only care about money. Human life force is completely not only neglected, not only abused. Human life force is taught to our kids to be something they do not want to share with anybody. Human potential is so magnificent. Okay, here's the truth. I am abundance incarnate. The way I can talk about things, and those things being human potential and human well-being, can see around faulty paradigms. Right now, I want to do this, which is be a stand-up philosopher. Sitting down on my yoga balls, going to destination retreats, resorts, spas, where the whole point is to help people be well. Well, mental wellness is a $121 billion market. And I have the most rare and exclusive intellectual property, the most rare midlife metamorphosis. Look at me. I don't care. I don't care that I've just been scrubbing my face and scalp raw because my hair is falling out. My trademark 3 feet of curly red hair is falling the fuck out because I have been destitute since October, and I don't even have anyone to tell that to, let alone anyone offering me help. Or I have one neighbor who is 80 years old who has also suffered from childhood neglect. Neither one of us knows how to solve this, or we would have solved it in the combined 130 plus years we've been trying to. Neglect. We're all trauma informed these days. We're all fight or flight informed. But here's the truth, Ruth. The rest of us are suffering neglect to some level. Now, there's heinous intentional neglect, and that's trauma. But there's also the neglect that's unintentional, that's a special, rare, philosophical human like myself growing up in a tiny, small community of origin where nobody thought complexly or felt safe enough to express their complex thoughts. And they certainly didn't feel or act or in any way just give me a wink that they saw my complexity and that it was worth sharing with the world. I had to live to 50 to be certain being exactly who I was valuable to the world. Now, I always knew it. I always acted. I just insulated myself. I just said, well, y'all must be crazy. Humans, and especially me, because I'm me, are everything. And yet human civilization treats humans as though they are the most disposable, useless resource that a few billionaires could imagine. I mean, if we're laboring for them for pennies on the dollar to what human life force requires just to have basic needs met, they all right. They'll talk a good game about people. But ask a capitalist to pay somebody a livable wage and all shit hits the fan. They simply are like, we've never had to do it. Why would we start? Capitalism is only the dominant economic system. It hasn't gotten anything right. It just steals labor, forces labor, has enslaved labor from the very start. Twinned with racism. This grand old capitalism that has no answer to pandemics. The answer of capitalism, charity these days. You can't find a person who's not creating a foundation, doing this, doing that. What we need to do is build a human civilization, systems and frameworks of which does everything it possibly can to enable the preciousness of human life force to be creative. And when we're creative, we're solving our own problem in a way that we want to share with the world. Whether that problem is about expressing light, expressing the beauty of our natural environment, expressing the tonality of human skin appropriately. In my case, I have better hypotheses about how humans operate than anyone I've ever heard. Many people have it right in their certain swim lanes, but then they don't know how to integrate their expertise into the state of the science data that is aligned with state-of-the-art philosophical hypotheses. We've forgotten that science requires philosophy. The capacity to make an extraordinarily astute hypothesis requires extremely matrix thinking, and that's my specialty. And here I have been in the prime of my life, lost my internet access, lost my access, not just to the rest of humanity, but to this, my craft. If we are so evolved or in such a unique, rare, personal circumstance that the world isn't able to help us, people simply don't know. what to do. They get shut down because they're scared of being homeless. So the second you say, but please help me not be homeless, you're fine. You're telling me you're going to be fine for decades. I walk in my neighborhood and I have to hear about guys and their golf buddies, and they worried about how many decades they got stashed in their bank accounts. When I'm suffering from goddamn malnutrition of some micronutrients, I have no variety in my diet. I eat lowest common denominator, cheap ass food. Which, again, as a philosophical experiment, as a thought experiment being forced into my physical reality, I'm proving what you eat ain't all that important. And we're just being lied to by advertisements mostly. And then the mafia of groupthink. Doctors who've never done any proper study on nutrition will just call sugar evil. During the period when I was losing 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50, I ate a pound of sugar every day. Now, good sugar. As natural as it could be. British company, to Her Majesty, been in business for many years, not just going around trying to make a quick buck. Typically, it's sourced on Mauritius. And it's dark brown, tasty, still having most of the minerals. Simply reduced down, evaporated out. I'm not a fan of shelf-stable, chemical-based food, but it will not kill you. Not the way having no money will kill you. Eating sugar to the degree that your body is optimized, has the right microbiome, that you are in a dynamic relationship with your caloric intake and what you need to do the amazingly demanding process of having yourself, of ultimately progressing to losing 200 pounds. I got all these theories and I'm over here experimenting every single day. What did this little spa treatment consist of? Salt. Good salt, not completely shelf-stable white powder, but a quality ground Himalayan salt, massaged into my scalp to get rid of whatever the creatures are that are making my scalp an inhospitable place for hair that has existed for decades. Stress. And the moldy, mildewy, moist lack of sunlight in a Pacific Northwest winter. What stress? Because I've lived here for 15 fucking years with no fucking hair loss. Then, honey. I put on a mask of honey. Oh my God, what honey does. Honey is the truth, Ruth. And this is really, really, really gooey Manuka honey from New Zealand. So I had to put in a little bit of almond oil and then stick it in some hot water and just flick in a little bit more water to get it to be mask life. And then all over the face and everything. And these two combined in the shower. And then I finished off with an incredible amount of coconut oil just slathered all over. It's interesting because it used to be that my face would be so red after showering, even without, even if, it's only from the neck down, which usually it would be. I've been no poo, no shampoo, conditioner, no bottled products on my hair this whole entire millennium. Very few on my face. Been too poor to afford any real facial stuff besides, again, coconut oil and almond oil. The occasional honey mask. I do have some licorice powder, which does really work on the redness, although I'm really happy. Really happy. I got a skin tag right here that took me a while to notice, but there's actually a much bigger bump behind my ear. There's it's like literally like an entire area. It's probably like a fatty deposit, probably like something. It's probably, I did tend to sleep predominantly on this side of my body. This is what well-being philosophy is. It's having deep dialogues, is letting your subconscious surface things that it needs to talk through so that it can give you accurate information. I mean, I had to tell you, my scalp has been talking to me since this is between January 10th and 15th. And it feels like right now, having massaged in that salt and really gotten the tinglingness, but also, salt is antimicrobial. I tried to say 3 words at once, which means antibacterial and antiviral. Okay. As somebody who has been a hermit for a decade, who lived in pandemic conditions since 2010, who'd been fearful for my life, who could never get anyone to even just listen to me long enough so I could talk it through and understand that I was suffering from quite literal brain damage. The fear, we act like fear, like there's no fear in the world. Much of the fear is really real, and we're meant to actually do things about it. And all we do on the internet now is say your thoughts create your reality. Yes, but no. It's exactly like that. Yes, but no. That is not enough information for you to have any idea what your thoughts creating reality means. Now, human civilization is pretty much what we mean when we say reality. And humanity, Homo sapiens, the species of mammal that we are, is responsible for every aspect of human civilization. There is no evil. There's no entity. It's not something that's in the world. It's something that happens when human minds are poisoned by a society that says, we're not full of the potential that we have. Okay, so I'm just seeing, is there anyone that needs? Nobody, nothing really. Just checking if there's any. Okay. Again, I don't know how much longer the internet, it seems to come on and then go off relatively quickly, like a couple hours later, as if my landlady is doing it. In fact, I hear her up there walking right now. If the internet freezes on me, she's walked to turn it off. Which means my plan is, again, I am an extremely valuable resource. I am willing to, this is of course me just trying to process what's happening to me and see if I might say something new and exciting, because this is going out to the universe, that may help me. Oh, shit. Let me see if Tracy's around. Yeah, I can't let you go. It was 23:18 when I just flipped back. I know this is pretty boring. This is for me, just so I can have it clear. I've had no money since October. It's amazing what I've figured out how to survive. I need an investment, and I need people working to introduce me to wellness destinations. I cannot believe RD assured me she would help me, and then she has closed her LinkedIn account without me having any way to contact her. My neighbor is on top of things, I mean, to the extent that she can be. But I need help. I need help. I need help. No human can, it's the complexity of this world. And the problem for me personally was because I'd only ever been alone, and I only ever had to figure out how to negotiate a world that was not built for my morbidly obese, world class smart, analytically creative brain. RB, this one I can mention. Richard Branson. Holler, 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 holler. Richard Branson team, Virgin. I'm the Elders D League, the Deb League. The philosophy, I don't know about these organizational policy things. I think we can't live like this at all. And I think the only way our species has a shot of not self-extincting, shit, I don't know that I got any more than 30 days. So it don't seem all that strange to me to tell y'all you only got 30 years, but it's true, philosophically. And the problem is hyperdigitalization. It's right in your blind spot. What? This amount of social media. I mean, she didn't go away because of me. Some man is trying to date her and seems to be stalking her. The situation appears to have gotten tragic. But who's it tragic for? If you've got a home and a family, can you please be looking out for people who are literally on the verge of falling into the abyss? If you do so, and bring them into your family, not just cooking and cleaning, humans have all kinds of value. In my case, it's ideas and it's homeodynamic empathy, such that I can really, truly look at my legs. They're getting so thin and shapely. No, you think so, but I think so. No, I can't. So I don't know. 40 pounds? 50 pounds? It's going to be a tremendous ride. Whoever would sponsor this content will end up being able to save many more lives than just my own. Okay, so back to I was doing action items. Let me just go check. All right, Tracy's around. Bye-bye.